Hey YouTube, welcome to another video, and in this video I'm going to compare the three new devices which are available in the market. And these three devices are OnePlus 8 Pro, the other one is going to be the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra, and the last one is going to be iPhone 11 Pro Max. These three devices are one of the expensive devices right now available in the market, and I will make a comparison between these three devices. So before going into the video, if you're new here on the channel, do consider subscribing it. So starting from the display of all three devices, Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra is coming with a 6.9-inch of dynamic AMOLED display with a Gorilla Glass 6 protection on the front side. It is coming with a 120 Hz of a refresh rate and also supported by HDR10 plus support. It is also coming with an in-display fingerprint scanner on the front side as well, and there is also going to be a punch hole camera cutout present on the top center of the device. Moving on towards the OnePlus 8, we will see a 6.7-inch of fluid AMOLED display on front of the device, and that device is also protected with a Gorilla Glass 5 protection, and it is coming with an HDR10 plus support and 120 Hz of a refresh rate. Also, OnePlus 8 is coming with a single punch hole camera cutout which is present on the top left corner of the device. In terms of iPhone, we will see a 6.5-inch of Super Retina HDR OLED panel, and that panel is coming with a 60 Hz of a refresh rate, and in that panel we will see a Gorilla Glass 5 protection as well on the front, and there is no in-display fingerprint scanner is supported. Rather than that, we will see a face scanner inside that particular device. It is also coming with a notch on top of the device, and we will not see any kind of a punch hole in the iPhone 11 Pro Max. While moving on towards the camera, the front of the device in S20 Ultra is coming with a 40 megapixel of a camera sensor with f2.2 aperture, and it can record a 2K video on front of the device. Whereas on OnePlus 8, we will see a 16 megapixel of a camera sensor with f2.5 is the aperture, and it can record 1080p videos using the front selfie camera. Lastly is going to be the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and in that device we will see a 12 megapixel of a selfie camera, and that selfie camera is going to be supported by f2.2 aperture, and it can record a 2K video in 2430 and 60 frames per second. Also, all three devices are coming with electronic image stabilization support in all three devices. Moving on towards the back camera of all the devices, we will see a 108 megapixel of a camera sensor with f1.8 aperture, and also it is supported by optical image stabilization. 48 megapixel is going to be the telephoto lens which is going to be present inside the device, and it can support 4 times of optical zoom and 10 times of hybrid zoom and 100 times of digital zoom. Whereas we will also see a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera inside that device, and 0.3 megapixel of time of flight sensor is also present inside the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. It can also record an 8K video in 30 frames per second, which means a high resolution of video recording is supported by S20 Ultra. Moving on towards the OnePlus 8 Pro, well, we have a 48 megapixel of a main camera sensor with f1.8 aperture, and it is also supported by optical image stabilization. 8 megapixel is going to be the telephoto lens which can support 3 times of optical zoom. The third camera is going to be 48 megapixel of ultra wide camera, and it can record 116 degree of photos inside that ultra wide camera sensor. Lastly is going to be the 5 megapixel of a depth sensor camera, and that is supported and that is used for the nice portrait mode. Moving on towards the iPhone 11 Pro Max, well, we have a triple camera sensor present on the back side, in which the main camera is going to be of 12 megapixel f1.8 aperture camera sensor, and it can also support optical image stabilization. The second camera is going to be 12 megapixel of a telephoto lens, in which 2 times of optical zoom is supported. Last camera is going to be 12 megapixel of an ultra wide camera sensor, and that camera sensor can record ultra wide images in that particular device. So clearly, in terms of cameras, we will see that S20 Ultra is a clear winner here, because it is coming with a massive 108 megapixel camera sensor and can record 8K videos, whereas other two devices can only record 4K videos in their devices. Internally, if we look at all the devices, we will notice that the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra is coming with a Snapdragon 865 processor, and also an Exynos variant which is Exynos 990 processor is going to be seen in that particular device. If you are living outside of US, you will receive Exynos 990 for the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. Whereas the OnePlus 8 Pro is coming with similar Snapdragon 865 processor, and that processor is available throughout the whole world, and you will only see Snapdragon 865 processor inside that particular device. Lastly is going to be the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and it is coming with an Apple A13 Bionic chip, which is going to be one of the fastest chips which is currently available in the market. And clearly in terms of processor, the iPhone 11 Pro Max is clear winner here. Memory wise, the S20 Ultra is coming in 3 different variants, and one of the highest RAM is available inside the S20 Ultra, which is 16 gigs of RAM. So it is coming with the 3 different variants. One is going to be 12 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage. The other one is going to be 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of internal storage. The third one is going to be one of the massive 16 gigs of RAM and 512 GB of internal storage. The storage is based on UFS 3.0, which can provide you fast read and write operation inside the storage. Moving on towards the OnePlus 8, there is only going to be 2 variants which are seen in that particular device, and one is going to be an 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage. The other one is coming with an 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of internal storage, and that storage is also based on UFS 3.0. iPhone 11 Pro Max is coming with 3 different variants, and all 3 different variants are coming with the same 4 gigs of RAM, and the storage option will be available for 64 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of internal storage is going to be seen in that particular device. So clearly in terms of RAM and storage, the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra is clear winner here. Also, the Samsung S20 Ultra is coming with a micro SD card slot, whereas the other 2 devices are not supported by the external micro SD card inside their devices. Software wise, the Samsung Galaxy is coming with an Android 10 support, which is based on One UI 2.0, whereas OnePlus 8 Pro is coming with Android 10 support inside their devices, but the skin is going to be the Oxygen OS inside. Whereas the iPhone 11 Pro Max is coming with the iOS 13 support inside their devices, and that devices are going to be one of the smoothest software which are currently available in the smartphone world. Battery wise, the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra is coming with a massive 5000 mAh of a battery, which is coming with the fast charging support of 45 watt inside. It can also support a reverse wireless charging of 9 watt and can support a wireless charging of up to 15 watt. Whereas the OnePlus 8 Pro is coming with a 4510 mAh of a battery, but it is coming with a fast charging support of 30 watt. Also, it is supported by a massive 30 watt of wireless charging, and also it is coming with a reverse wireless charging support of 3 watt. In terms of iPhone 11 Pro Max, we will see a 3969 mAh of a battery with the fast charging support of 18 watt inside. Lastly is going to be the price of all 3 devices. So in terms of price, the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra is going to be one of the most expensive devices in all 3. The price for S20 Ultra is going to be $1177 for the base variant, whereas the OnePlus 8 Pro is coming with an $829 of a price tag, their base variant, whereas the iPhone 11 Pro Max is coming with a massive $1029 of a price tag. In my opinion, OnePlus 8 Pro is going to be one of the cheapest devices, and it is coming with all those features which we use daily. So we will compare the other devices as well on this channel. So if you are new here and still didn't subscribe my channel and wanted to keep updated yourself regarding all the new smartphone news and the unboxing on this channel, so do so consider subscribing it, and I'll meet you in the next one. Peace out.